A very good morning to respected guests, faculty members, and dear students. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah. May knowledge illuminate our minds and purpose guide our actions. I, Vishakha Agarwal, 2nd LLB, your host of the day, welcome you all as we begin today's program under the celebration of IP Manthan 2026. We come together to acknowledge the power of ideas, innovation, and intellectual creativity, to invoke the blessings of Almighty, and to set a positive and auspicious beginning for today's program. We begin with the invocation song. I request Ms. Sahitya Ramesh Pujari, 4th BA LLB, to kindly take the stage and render the invocation.
ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯ ಬಲದಿಂದ ತಮಂಧದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ತಮಂಧದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ತಮಂಧದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ. ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಸತ್ಯದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಅಸತ್ಯದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಸತ್ಯದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಅಸತ್ಯದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಪರುಷದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಪರುಷದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಅವಲೋಹದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಅವಲೋಹದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಅವಲೋಹದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ. ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗನ ಶರಣರ ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗನ ಶರಣರ ಅನುಭಾವದಿಂದ ಅನುಭಾವದಿಂದ ಎನ್ನ ಭವದ ಕೆಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಎನ್ನ ಭವದ ಕೆಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಎನ್ನ ಭವದ ಕೆಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ. ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯ ಬಲದಿಂದ ತಮಂಧದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ತಮಂಧದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ತಮಂಧದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ. ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಬಲದಿಂದ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ, ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕೇಡು ನೋಡಯ್ಯ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Thank you for that soulful invocation, which has filled the atmosphere with positivity and grace. To formally welcome our esteemed guest and to set the context for today's program, I now invite Ms. Rajeshwari N, 3rd LLB, to deliver the welcome address and extend a formal welcome to the dignitaries on and off the dais.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Law, it gives me immense pleasure to extend a warm and respectful welcome to our esteemed dignitaries, respected faculty members, distinguished guests, dear participants, and my fellow friends to the inaugural program of IP Manthan 2026, organized by the Navodbhava IP Cell, Faculty of Law, KLE Technology University. It's our privilege to welcome and introduce Srimati Prabhavathi IP Facilitator, Visvesvaraya Trade Promotional Center, an organization of Government of Karnataka. It's my proud privilege to extend a warm, very welcome to our esteemed Chief Guest, Srimati Prabhavathi Rao. Srimati Prabhavathi Rao holds a master degree in economics from the prestigious Central University of Hyderabad and has further strengthened her expertise through multiple certifications in intellectual property rights from the World Intellectual Property Organization, Geneva, Switzerland. She brings her with her illustrious professional journey spanning over 3 decades. As a seasoned corporate communication professional, she has served renowned institutions such as Confederation of Indian Industry, the Institution of Chartered Financial Analytics of India, and Magna Infotech, a division of Quest Corpa, where her exemplary contribution earned her the Outstanding Performance Award. For the past 13 years, Prabhavathi Rao has been serving at the Visvesvaraya Trade Promotional Center under the Department of Industry, Government of Karnataka. In her current role, she has been driving force behind the state intellectual property rights current role. Her tireless efforts in sensitization drives, incisive training programs, and stakeholder engagement have significantly strengthened the IPR ecosystem across academia, industry, and allied sectors in Karnataka. As a true catalyst for change, she has actively facilitated the establishment of intellectual property cells in academic institutions and has played a vital role in key policy initiatives, including the state geographical indications policies, launched in May 2019, an initiative through which Karnataka emerged a pioneer in promoting traditional and artisanal heritage property. Adding further depth, her remarkable profile, Srimati Prabhavathi Rao, brings a rich blend of research, experience and contributions across audio, visual and media. A former radio jockey and accomplished corporate anchor, she has hosted live broadcasts and produced documentaries for the youth channel of All India, Hyderabad. With her rare combination of intellectual depth, policy insights, communication excellence, and passion for nurturing innovation and heritage, we truly honored to have her with us today. A warm, respectful welcome to our distinguished chief guest, Srimati Prabhavathi Rao. I request Ms. Babita KB, 2nd BBA LLB, to render a sampling as a token of love and respect. Thank you, ma'am. We are deeply honored by the presence of Professor Dr. J.M. Mallikarjunaiah, Dean, Faculty of Law, KLE Technology University, and Principal KLE Law College, Bengaluru. Sir, your visionary leadership and constant encouragement have always been a guidance forcing of academic excellence and innovation, and we are grateful for your presence today. I request Mr. Manojkumar, 3rd BA LLB, to render a sampling, a token of love and respect. Thank you, sir. I take this opportunity to warmly welcome Srimati Nandi Dolafar, GI Specialist, Karnataka State Science and Technology Council. I request Dr. Manojkumar V. Hiremath, IQAC Coordinator, to render sampling as a token of love and respect. Thank you, ma'am. We extend our respectful welcome to our Dr. Manojkumar V. Hiremath, IQAC Coordinator, Faculty of Law, KLE Technology University, KLE Law College, Bengaluru. We also extend a warm welcome to Ms. Rashmi R., Assistant Professor, Chief Examination Officer, Coordinator, Navodbhava IP Cell, KLE Law College, Bengaluru. A special welcome to all the faculty members of IP Cell, teaching staff, participants, volunteers and enthusiastic audience. You have joined us today. Your presence truly enriches this program and reflects the growing interest in the domain of intellectual property rights. IP Manthan 2026 aims to create awareness, encouragement, foster innovation in the ever-evolving field of intellectual property. I am delighted to once again welcome everyone present here and hope that is inauguration makes the beginning of an insightful and inspiring journey ahead. Thank you and have a wonderful session ahead.
Thank you for your warm welcome, Rajeshwari. To introduce the purpose and significance of today's event, I request Ms. Srinidhi Prasad, Committee Head of Navodbhava, IP Cell, to kindly deliver the prefatory speech.
Respected Principal Sir, faculty members, esteemed guests, distinguished judges, and my fellow students. We live in a world where ideas travel faster than borders, where a single thought can become a movement, and where innovation today defines equity tomorrow. Yet, in this age of relentless creation, the most important thing is not how fast we innovate, but how responsibly we protect what we create. This is the spirit in which IP Manthan 2026 was conceived. IP Manthan is not merely a competition. It's a dialogue between law and creativity, tradition and technology, and most importantly, between the present generation and the future it is shaping. The very word Manthan signifies churning, to discover the value behind the surface. This event seeks to churn ideas, challenge assumptions, and bring clarity to the role of intellectual property in a rapidly transforming world. The vision of IP Manthan is simple: to cultivate a generation that does not view intellectual property as a technical subject confined to statutes, but as a living framework that safeguards innovation, rewards creativity, and balances private right with public good. Our mission is to create an academic platform where students engage with intellectual property, not passively, but critically, where learning moves beyond textbooks into articulation, debate, application, and imagination. Through competitions, discussions, and creative expression, IP Manthan aims to make intellectual property accessible and relevant. The objectives of this competition are threefold. First, to encourage conceptual clarity so that students understand not just what IP law is, but why it exists. Second, to promote interdisciplinary thinking, recognizing that IP today intersects with technology, culture, business, art, and global development. Third, to instill a sense of critical responsibility, reminding us that intellectual property is not about monopolies alone, but about fairness, attribution, and trust in the innovation systems. However, no vision materializes without commitment, and this is where IP Manthan stands truly apart. The dedication shown by our faculty advisors and committee members goes far beyond coordination or supervision. It reflects a shared belief that students, when given the right guidance and intellectual freedom, can meaningfully contribute to contemporary legal discourse. Their mentorship, patience, and insistence on excellence form the backbone of this initiative. IP exists because educators here chose to invest not just in time, but trust the potential of their students. As a law student standing here today, I can say with conviction, intellectual property is not merely a subject. We study it as a responsibility we inherit. The youth of today are creators by default. We code, write, perform, innovate, and disrupt. But with this creative power comes duty to respect originality, to protect ideas ethically, and to ensure that innovation serves the society, not just markets. When young minds engage with intellectual property law, they do more than learn the rules. They shape the future of innovation ecosystems. They decide whether creativity will be exploited or empowered, whether knowledge will be hoarded or harmonized, whether law will lag behind progress or guide it responsibly. In that sense, IP Manthan is not limited just to this auditorium or even to the institution. It is connected to a larger global purpose, where intellectual property becomes a tool for sustainable development, cultural preservation, technological equity, and inclusive growth. As we begin IP Manthan 2026, let us approach it not as participants competing for positions, but as thinkers contributing to a shared intellectual journey. Let us question deeply, argue responsibly, and imagine boldly. Because when youth understand intellectual property, they do not just protect innovation, they protect the future. Thank you, and I wish IP Manthan 2026 a meaningful and inspiring journey ahead.
Thank you, Srinidhi, for introducing the purpose of today's program. I welcome Dr. Nandini Ma'am, IP Specialist from Karnataka State Council, Science and Technology. I request Dr. Manojkumar Hiremath, IQAC Coordinator, to render a sapling to Ma'am. I welcome Dr. Dinkar Gitte, Principal KLE Law College, Navi Mumbai. I request Srinidhi Prasad, Committee Head Navodbhava, IP Cell, to render a sapling. And Mr. Power, Faculty, KLE Law College, Navi Mumbai. I request Ms. Manju, Committee Head IP Cell, to render the sapling. Lighting the lamp signifies the removal of ignorance and the ushering in of wisdom, learning and enlightenment. I now request our honoured dignitaries along with Ms. Nandini Ma'am and other dignitaries of the stage to kindly proceed to the dais for the lighting of the lamp. Thank you, respected dignitaries, for gracing the ceremony. It is now my proud privilege to invite our chief guest, Srimati Prabhavathi Rao, IP Facilitator, BTPC, a distinguished expert in the field of intellectual property, to address the audience. Please, ma'am.
Respected Principal Sir, Mallikarjunaiah Sir, and esteemed dignitaries of the dais, my good friend and specialist Dr. Nandini Dholepat, who's been with me in nurturing the IP space for a very long time now, and I have been here with this organization, Government of Karnataka organization, since the past 13 years, and she's been with me in this journey. Dr. Rashmi, with whom I have been interacting for quite some time now, virtually, and we've been trying to exchange, messages on how we can nurture the IP space. esteemed professors who have come all the way from Mumbai and which shows their intent to nurture the grassroots. And IP Manthan 2026, a very, very big round of applause, because even for me, although I have attended, curated, been part of several forums on IP for the past 13 years, this is my first program as IP Manthan. And I'm really looking forward to a lot of useful and wonderful gleanings from creative young minds out here. Because there's no point only we going on talking one-sided. We need to hear from you, because you are the torch bearers of this nation, you are the creators, and I know that there's a lot of ingenuity which is out there just waiting to be unleashed. And I'm sure you can understand I'm really excited to be here for reasons more than one. And one of the main reasons is that academia always is very close to my heart. And that has to be for every individual, because that is our roots. That's how we began. And on a personal note, on my career trajectory as I went along, academia was my base. Way back in time, I started as a lecturer. And then, of course, moved on to various kinds of verticals and domains, primarily in the corporate communication space. And here I am today on a subject which I agree is something nascent, even after 20 years of World Trade Organization and have signed that chapter on trade-related intellectual property agreement with the TRIPS. However, yet, one sad thing is that intellectual property or nurturing innovation seems to be taking a back seat, but I'm glad that there are many colleges out here in town now, and the new trend being we want to nurture innovation and IP not just for the sake of it, not just because NAC has asked me to do, not just because there are other accreditations that I need to kind of garner, but because we need to ensure that our future generations, our present generation have completely unleashed the immense potential and creativity that each one has. And I can challenge you, my dear friends, out here in this hall right now, all of us are amidst intellectual property, right? This is something very beautiful. Whether we realize it or not, whether we accept or not, we are amidst a number of intellectual property tools. Well, I'll come back to that on a bit. Let me do justice to the organization that I represent here today. And this is the Visvesvaraya Trade Promotion Center, the mandated agency from the state government for promotion of international trade. So today or tomorrow, if you have anyone who says that they want to get into exports, want hand-holding, want facilitation, want any kind of guidance, this is the right organization that you must tap the doors first, because being a government organization, we are catalysts in helping you realize your dreams in the export journey. So how do we do this? So as we are under the Department of Industries and Commerce, we have an industrial policy, as you may be aware, which comes out every 5 years. And now we are in the 2025 to 2030 industrial policy regime. And there is always one export promotion chapter which we implement. So all organizations, respective organizations will implement respective schemes, and VTPC as the mandated nodal agency for promotion of international trade, we have schemes for exporters. And there's a beautiful, incisive training program called Export Management Training Program, a 6 days program, which anyone can take. Generally, there are riders when a lot of organizations curate any training program who can attend. So, is it that you as a student are eligible? I as a professor, am I eligible? These questions come up. But this is a program where we do not stop anyone. Let the homemaker come, let the office boy come. Anyone is welcome, because gyan, sensitization, providing inputs, education space is very, very important for us. So this 6 days program happens in the headquarters at Bangalore, where I sit. And besides, we have 4 branch offices, one in Dharwad, one in Mangaluru. Recently we opened in Mangaluru and Kalburgi. And of course, we have in our very neighboring, Mysore. So these are the places where the 6 days incisive training happens. And anyone, any state, and nowadays the trend is different states also have started coming. All are welcome. So if anyone is interested to know more about this training program, you can connect with me after this. So this was in the context of the organization I represent. Coming to intellectual property and IP Manthan, my dear friends, there are no two ways about it. that we need to understand that we have some set of rights and we need to protect them. And here I would just like to leave you home with few takeaways from my side with the experience that I have garnered in the journey of intellectual property, which was very new to me when I took it up. However, along the way, so many experiences and so interesting that I would like to share off and on, and maybe even during your rounds when it happens, probably we can have some snippets as well. But right now, few key messages from my side. One is, my dear friends, look at IP holistically. When we talk often, we associate IP more with patents, right? I mean, people are aware, patents, they've heard the word, they've heard trademarks, and often we try to associate patents and IP alone. However, please remember, there are a basket of IP tools which we can think about and protect. So you have patents, which is the strongest form of protection is given. You have trademarks, you want to set up a shop, you need your logos, and how you need to protect, why you need to protect is what is very important. Copyrights, and especially for academia, research scholars and students, you've been writing, publications are happening, research, thesis, right? And then why is it that plagiarism is something which you have to check out? Because there are softwares today, and that is on IP for you, copyrights. So copyrights is very, very highly, interconnected with academia in particular, although you have other forms like you have poems, you have music industry, film industry, everywhere.